My ex-wife left for an affair partner and returned after 10 years and asks to take her back. Me, 34 male. My ex-wife, 35 female, call her Juliet. My neighbor affair partner, my neighbor's wife, 37 female, call her Nancy. Me and my wife married in 2009. We had our baby in 2010. In November 2010, while she was asleep, a message popped on her phone and was a flirty message. I checked on her phone and it was from our neighbor. I went through every single message, which included sexting, sharing nudes, and even had planned meetups at hotels. This was going on from the first week into our marriage. I felt like my world crumbled in front of me. I took screenshots of every message and saved on my phone. Next day, I contacted Nancy and let her know about the affair. They were married for 4 years and had their first baby almost exact same time as we had ours. I confronted my wife and told her that I am going to give her divorce. She started crying and everything else, but I did not consider it. I also did paternity test on our child. Because the affair timeline was same as conception date, after 2 days, when I come home from work, our baby was crying in our bed and Juliet was nowhere to be seen. Then I found a letter of her telling that she did not love me and she had left with an affair partner and to not contact them. I knew this was coming, but I didn't believe that a mother can leave her child, was about 6 months, alone and can run off with her lover. I then went to Nancy's house. She had received same letter by her husband. I felt sorry for her as she was going from postpartum depression, had her baby just a few months ago and was left alone. Also, paternity test result came back and he was my son. I tried to contact Juliet's family, but they also didn't know where she was and was shocked by her behavior. Her father even said that if she ever came back, she would not be allowed to enter their house. They basically disowned her. Nancy was very supportive. She began coming to my home to watch kids and even breastfed both of them, her and mine. As time passed, we were like family. My son called her mom and had known only her as mom. We also decided to go on dates. We engaged a year later and married in 2013. We had our first child in 2015. We often discussed things about our exes and how we were often disrespected by them. We were a happy family. In 2018, when my son accidentally saw a picture of my ex, picture after birth, so it included Juliet, me, and him. So we decided to tell him that her birth mother Juliet had died in car accident years ago and Nancy took care of him since he was 6 months old. Fast forward 2 days ago, I received an anonymous email. I opened it and it read, "I want to see my son and want my family back. We are not divorced yet." I knew it was Juliet. I showed this to Nancy. Nancy started freaking out and asked me if I would take her back. I calmed her down and told her that she was an ugly past and I would never leave you. I would never take her back. Now I am confused what to do. I will definitely not take her back, but should I let her meet my son or not? Should I take my son's opportunity to have connection with her birth mother? Update. So let's start by saying this, that we didn't require court or lawyer. Some of you claim that she would have no parental rights over my son as she had abandoned us years ago. To confirm the claim, I contacted my friend, who is a lawyer, and confirmed that she could face heavy fine, termination of parental rights, in jail. I told him about the time period of abandonment and asked what were the chances of winning in my case. He told me that if a parent fails to contact physically to child for over a year, 99% he/she is given termination of parental rights. I had a sigh of relief after listening those words. I also joined therapy with my son so that I can tell him the truth about his biological mother. As I wanted to find out that why she contacted me after 10 years, I messaged her father, who is still a best friend of mine and gives me some good advice. Whether Juliet contacted his family or not, turns out that she had contacted her sister for money time to time for 10 years, but now her sister is not willing to help her as she was asking a bit more money. I asked him about her conditions and whether introducing her to my son would be a good idea or not. He answered by saying she just has a minimum wage job and lives in a small apartment with 3 roommates. By listening him saying this, I felt bad for her, but she earned it. He said that she would have a bad influence on our son, so it's better not to introduce him to Juliet next. I called her sister and asked her what were their conversations like in past 10 years. She told me everything. How Juliet contacted her only for money because after paying rent, she had no money left for groceries and other utilities. Juliet never asked about my son, but only for money. I asked her about relationship between Juliet and affair partner, to which she replied, he is in prison for sexual assault since 2015. I don't know why, but I felt happy upon hearing this news. I asked her whether Juliet knows about the divorce or not. She said Juliet has no idea about the divorce and she still thinks that we are legally married. I asked her to tell Juliet about everything: divorce, child custody, my new family, and that she has no right over my son. I told everything to Nancy, and she was a bit surprised by Juliet's behavior. She never thought that a mother can be so careless towards her own child. She was shocked to hear the news about affair partner. It's been 30 days and Juliet has not contacted us. Family counseling is going great and we have decided to legally adopt on one another's kids. I don't think Juliet will contact, as her sister might have told her about her position, in case legally, and that she would just waste money by hiring an attorney. If something happens, I'll update you guys.